be like, and literally like, I'm the guy at the table, I'm like, really nice, and I go, all right, just sit down. So like, I just can't, like, ding, 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 I'm like, stop. My wife doesn't do that. My wife kind of like, will continue. And I have to go like, stop, you know. You know, that's a nice guy. And yet, I'll tell you, if you ask me, are you a nice guy? You'd say yes, right? Of course. Yeah. So, you'd say yes, right? Yes. Right? I'm a nice guy until I'm not. Right? So, this is the reality that you have to deal with constantly of like these grains and these things that aren't quite so simple and so pretty. Right? And until you're willing to sort of be in that place, you'll never find yourself. Because that, like, you're not allowing yourself to find your own like shittiness. You know? And some people, not everyone's that way, by the way. Some people love that stuff. And for them, you give them a role where they need to actually be like tender and soft and like loving. It's hard. They don't know what to do. Because they're like, well, that's not me. I don't do that stuff. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's not so black and white. It's just what you're accustomed to. You're accustomed to some of these straight lines. And it's not. They know. Right?
Yeah. Probably a lack of, yes, lack of depth. Maybe probably a lack of preparations for this. Like that's basically
I'll tell you.
lack of understanding. Probably.
Well, that's it. It's just, you haven't picked your target yet. You know, that's all it is. Really. I maybe I'm talking out too long, but that's because it's not, you say preparation, I don't think that's anything with preparation. Because you could prepare what you were just talking about for 3 months just for this one entrance, and it wouldn't get you anywhere. Because you're like, you always hit yourself in the foot, right? But it's just the wrong target, right? So you have to start to conceive of yourself and the possibilities of the scene way differently, you know, and allow it to be wrong, you know. And that's why when we do things like the first scene, you see the very first scene? Oh, okay. You know, the very first scene, you know, they say, well, you guys gotta just be aware of the surroundings. Subway train. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on in that scene. There's, you know, I lose this job, and she's a you know, exotic dancer, and hustling for money. Like, there's a bunch of stuff going on. And we said, no, just like, you're on a subway train. Start there. Why? Because if you just start on the subway train, hopefully we get Harry open to the world a little bit, without the ideas of what a priest is supposed to say. The costume will do some of the acting for you. The costume will make you a priest. By the way, she'll call you father, so there you go. You're done with the priest side, right? You don't have to play, you don't have to show a priest. That's what the costume is there for. Right? You did it. You're a collar. There you go as a priest. Right? So you gotta there's a human being with that collar, and that's the guy we need. And that's what you gotta really find ways to always make things personal to you. Always kind of have a sense of walking into a real room. And now it's not he's walking into the room. Harry, you gotta walk into this room and be there with her. Camera? Camera. You gotta walk in and be with camera. Now she's gonna be saying words that aren't her words, and you're gonna be saying words that aren't your words, but it's still Harry and camera are two real people there. Right? You can't ever get away from that. And then you're just pretending. Right? Camera.
Yes.
What'd you work on?
Oh, this is very great piece for character for me.
Sure.
I worked on sensory ways, relaxation, keep going into it, keep finding my own, to get into the character, to understand.
What does that mean? Because I can think like,
Because
working on sensory again, the character.
No, I found in myself things, personal things to me, that would trigger it.
Traits, events, I don't even know what they are.
Everything, oh, everything. And it was me also in the prior circumstances.
What's the prior circumstance?
What I'm with, you know, where I am, why am I here, all these questions, like I'm there.
So
It's not like trying to create
Right.
this woman and just
Right.
play it. No, I lived it. I was her, it's like she was trying to speak
Well,
for me.
here's
And my
the-
objective is to really know, did my husband cheat on me or not?
Right.
This was very important for me.
Right.
And of course,
But I'm going to suggest something to you.
yeah.
Because I actually really liked what you were doing. So let's start there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think you had an intensity, you were looking at things, you were chasing things around. I thought some of the physicality was a little forced. some of like this stuff, but I felt like we were doing it instead of like instead of it being in your body. A little bit, right? But still a tweak. I like the energy and the kind of the focus into stuff and the movement. I thought all that was great. When you get to this moment with him, I feel we start acting. Now there at the end, not so much. I think I felt truth when you're there crying on the stage at the end. But you're asking, did he, tell me, I lose you in that moment, right? So, again, I'll just for you, the objective I don't think is as effective as the other things you're doing, right? But I actually think what you need to do is take a different piece. Because my sense is that this piece is like near and dear to your heart, and you're like, that's me. In some way, like you kind of fit that skin. And I don't know how exactly, because it's not like you're not literally her, you're not running on chickens, you're not a crazy person and all that. But there's something you're like, oh yeah, I want to do that. And I think it's largely that this piece is intuitive to you. You just kind of, oh yeah, you just sort of like take it on in some way. And I go, okay, I don't know if that is skill or a piece that's well designed for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're a tailor or you just happen to find a jacket that fit.
Yeah.
Right? Because there are certain things that I'm watching, I'm like, I think when you were trying to exercise actual concentration to create things, it felt like I saw you working. And then there are times you're really sort of like alive and powerful. So I'm like, okay, I don't get to see the concentration skills where I want them, and yet the results seem to be better than the skills. So okay, try a different piece. Try a piece that doesn't feel like it's perfect for you. Right? And let's see. See a scene where you gotta like sit and talk to somebody. A simpler scene, if you will, with less drama. Right? Try the first piece of the scene, the first scene of a play. Not a dramatic scene, but like a scene where you go and you meet somebody. The first time you're meeting, that kind of scene. Because that's what I'd like to see you test yourself with.
Yeah.
And you'll get a better sense for what your skills are.
Yeah.
Because it was nice. And yet I have a hesitation. I feel like a lot of pieces start to get forced when you try to like make it something. And it's just a little tough for me to unravel because there's so much in it.
Yeah.
A lot that I like, but still there's a lot in it. So let's find something simpler for you so we can see.
Okay.
And then we'll know kind of where you're really headed.
Yeah.
And if you want to do that, I'll see it. Like you can show it to me in a month or whatever. I have to see it because I don't have that to you yet. I don't see it.
Okay.
Okay? Great. Thank you. See? See the problem? See the problem?